day 170, and I can tell you the good parts. Yesterday I've been to my therapist, and I think 14 days ago I came here, and he started to working with me because he knows me now for 5 years, and he's like a physiotherapy, so he's cracking, he's massaging. And he couldn't even touch me like that because I was screaming, and I'm not being over dramatic. It was that bad. My nerve system was through the roof. Something was really, really wrong. He couldn't even touch me like that a little bit because it was so damn painful that it was crying. And yesterday it was good. It was so damn good. I could enjoy it actually. And he did such a great job. He's an amazing therapist. Amazing. And everybody who did everything imagining what you can think of, and you have a lot of pain in your back or something, whatever it is, honestly, you can write me an email. As soon as I'm at home, I will just organize your trip here and just to go with him. It costs I had just have to translate it, 30, 40 euros, and he takes his time, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, depending. And he's really cracking you, and he's really extremely good at that, and he's massaging you, and he's really putting all the tension out, and he's just incredible. And after 4 sessions, he fixed most of my issues, especially my back, so I can move normally and freely. And he also massaged yesterday. That's still hurting here, but then it stops hurting, these parts, because one thing that also helped, I think, with my pain right now and to manage it, because I didn't wear, to be completely open, I didn't wear bras, and the whole weight of women's breast is also putting it on the rib cage, which is problematic with me, under the rib cage. So me having this situation with one woman that actually just out of, I would say, destiny, talked about that, and talked about her doctor who said women are not built to not wear bras, which is funny, but it doesn't matter what you think about it. But it was like, okay, I can try it, because in the summer I don't wear it, but it did change, because it's lifting it up and it's taking away the pressure from the pain I was already having, and it was putting more pain. And I was getting myself a little bit more straight, because the weight of the breasts are also putting you in this kind of Quasimodo situation. So I can tell you that I think that the therapy with him, the bra situation, I'm still having the pain, but it's now at every day a 6 and not a 7 anymore, and it's not going to an 11 when it's really getting bad. I still feel it right now, but it's actually going to maybe a 9. So, and we are making some progress, little progress, but still didn't handle that. But also the therapy with a laser, the Indiba, I think it's called, these electromagnetic thingies, and also maybe this disgusting water which just smells like iron, like rust. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting there, and I don't know if I can handle it long, because it's really everything is so dirty and just and I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, but it was before I went to the therapy, and it seemed like maybe that also helped. I don't know which of these things I'm doing is helping, but something is helping. Also meditating with Joe Dispenza's meditation, also keeping me a little bit more sane. I started also again a little bit of journaling. It's not my thing. I'm not a patient person, but I know that when I write things down or talk about it with you guys, that it's getting out of my head, and it helps me a lot just to not have it stress me out from the inside. So I think that's really important, why people also have therapy, or having their spouses or friends or family to talk to, because I think talking about this thing helps not to keep it inside and be angry, and then just develops illness, which happens to a lot of people. And these kind of reliefs, and also being a little bit more social, going more outside, because I can't stand to be here. It's tough, because my grandfather doesn't want to change anything, and we want to make it a little bit more cozy, because we are visiting him. Sometimes we are 7 people in this very small apartment, but it's a good part, because then you go out and you can't handle like this stress. But then you're spending just more time outside. Something that I realized also with my ex-boyfriend when they were living together with the family, and it's really a small house. He was constantly outside. As soon as he lived by himself in a beautiful place that he created, you know, to feel cozy, he was constantly inside. So that's also a little bit something to consider. Sometimes a smaller place brings you to go more outside than a bigger place which is more comfortable and cozy and beautiful like you want to be, that you are tend more to stay at home. So yeah, I'm gonna consider that coming home, maybe to change a few things and see how this goes. Also me doing my exercises every day, and I upgraded it a little bit with, I will call it old people workout or injured people workout, which is in a sitting position. Squats are here. I just stand up and then do the squats until my ass hits here, the place, so it's going up and down, and I do 10 each morning when I wake up. That helps to, and really, especially men, really need to do that, because these muscles in this part of the ischias and so on, I know it's not from so many, you know, I did Muay Thai and Krav Maga and kickboxing, so I know it's that they all just didn't even do one squat. They couldn't do it even until here, you know. They were just so annoyed by everything that comes to legs. But this part is the most important part for the back. And most of the back problems come also because this muscle sometimes is very, very untrained and weak and tight. The more it's tight. And with the squats, I can tell you, it's untightening. And it's just, this is the one thing I changed, and I see it with my therapist when he's now moving my leg and trying to fix that. It is completely untight right now, and that takes away the pressure from the back as well. So it's really not that hard to do it really in this sitting position. Important is that your legs are a little bit like that, and that your knees always go into these directions. So that helps really, I can tell you. So that's that part, and stretching as much as possible, because the tightness of the muscles, they're just like these gummy bands, if you say that, they're just getting together, and if you just straighten it a little bit more, it's giving you pain relief, and makes your back especially a little bit more comfy. So I'm trying to focus really on my mental state right now. With everything that's going on, I think I need to just calm down myself, and my body cannot handle my usually calm down situation, which is fight box, and stuff like CrossFit and extreme weight training, which I love, which gives me just, you know, just kind of peace. But I can't handle it now for almost 2 years, because my body is always at some point and being very, very hurt. So to find out a little bit of tweaks to make it a little bit more easy, it's better. Also the meditation part, it's not my thing, but I'm trying to get in, because I see there is a difference. Also with all situations mentally, for me it's very hard. I'm just being very frustrated, and with stuff which I know that are bad, and I'm a really control freak. I need to give away these control and to accept some things, but I'm too much of a control freak, especially at work. My team lead, everybody who knows that, he did quit, so this part is gone, but that was like my least problem. There is another woman who is really an energizing a vampire. She's taking a lot of my energy, and I don't want her in my team, and I'm fighting for that. And that's my problem, because it's a fight that takes away all my energy, and to, you know, ignore that, it's hard for me. So I'm really trying to focus on that, because also I try not to use my phone as much as possible right now, because all the things like the Olympics that are happening is really getting under my skin. The whole situation with the picture, the whole situation with the boxing situation, so everybody knows what I'm talking about, and the food there. I just see the world going in such a wrong direction. It's such a wrong direction. And also with the kids and this whole confusion, and I have a very, very strong opinion on that, and it's getting under my skin. I'm trying, because I'm a diplomat's daughter, not to speak about it like that on the internet, because political things can then also affect my father at some point, especially Ivy Wolf being an artist name for that reason. But I have a very strong opinion on that. And if I tell you I am extremely unhappy what's happening with the Olympics and this whole things, it's getting under my skin, I think you will know what I mean and where I'm standing at this point. And I hope that some things will change, but not in this bad direction, because yeah. And that's to take myself out and just to focus on my little world and not on the whole world and all the bad things that are going on, just to focus on my area and my things and the things that I can change. That's hard. It's really hard for me, but I'm trying my best. So especially the internet, social media things, YouTube, whatever, media in general, I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible right now, because I see that making me anxious, it's making me angry, it's making me frustrated all the time. And if I don't have that, I'm actually feeling kind of peace. And the frustration are then getting people, punched in their faces verbally from me when I'm frustrated, which has nothing to do with that. So I'm trying to focus on my personal mental stability and to really not too much. Also with my grandfather, doesn't want to even put the spoon in somewhere else, and me really being a person that loves minimal living and just reducing stuff. It's really hard not to change here everything, but it's still his place, and for me that's very hard because it's giving away the control. My mom is the same. We really want to make it here pretty and just enjoyable, and not to be able to do so. It's hard, but that's what it is. And with the meat part, I'm focusing 70 to 80% to have beef, and everything else I'm not overthinking it anymore. When I want to eat something, I'm just eating it, and that gives me a little bit more of freedom and space, and not feeling restricted and not feeling tied up, I can tell you. Because even to have 70 to 80% coming from beef, being in that version of carnivore, that gives you power. It gives you power and it helps. And I was like that my whole journey, and you saw the progress, and you can see it black and white with my MRI. So it's not necessary important to be too strict if you are not that kind of person. If you feel mentally sick because of restriction, if you feel really depressed because you can't have your, and I talk to friends as well, not have your spices or your potatoes or your cauliflower or whatever it is that you like sometimes to add, just don't overthink it, because the overthinking will hurt you so much more than to eating whatever you want to eat. And for me right now in that part, I'm such calm. I enjoy my food. I enjoy the meat is completely different here. It's really crazy. I mean, even the ground beef yesterday, it's just pure satisfaction, and I don't have that much in Austria. So this is the hard part. Now I know how meat can taste and why it's so amazing and just enjoyable. And even here having the one ribeye, and I don't eat ribeyes because I hated them, but here it's, oh my god, it's like caramel cake. I can't stop thinking about this ribeye. And that's the problem, when you taste the perfection, it's hard to go back to not having that perfection every day then in my country. So I need to look up in my country as well, because I've been to a lot of butchers, a lot of brands through this whole journey. I couldn't find something that is that good. The taste is just completely different. Don't know what it is. The grass is maybe different. I have no clue, but it's a big difference. So I will focus on trying to find the right suppliers where I really can go and connect with the farmers or something, or have this a little bit more in that direction, and trying to focus on what I can change. And so I hope you guys are great. I don't use my Wi-Fi here very often just to upload the videos, so as soon as I'm back we will figure that out. I'm gonna stay until Thursday here. Then we're gonna go to Croatia, and then in the end we're gonna come back. Then we're gonna go to Belgrade to the aesthetic clinic, so it's a little bit tough. And then I'm gonna go back. Then I have to go to Vienna because we have this crisis with our team lead situation, and then hopefully it will be a little bit calm. Then I'm gonna go to Spain. I already now paid the full price for Spain, but Dr. Chafee is also gonna be, and my 2 little Carnivore UK friends, and I'm so happy to spend some time with some of you as well. And it's gonna be cool. And then yeah, we're gonna go from there. So happy to have you, and kiss and hugs and everything. We're gonna do that. See you tomorrow.